Here we are at Eramosa Park, and the sun is starting to set. Should be down in about 15 minutes. I've got my misto, and I'm out searching for some coyotes or any kind of wildlife that I can find. Apparently there are about 3 generations of coyotes out here. Mother had babies, and they had babies, so apparently they're all out here, and I'm going to see if I can find some. So cool in here, so quiet, it's peaceful. Just some squirrels and some birds right now, but it is beautiful in here. There's a duck. I'm gonna see how close I can get to this duck, just for the fun of it. I'm not gonna square off to it and see what happens. Try some dog stuff on this duck. They're everywhere. These two just popped up right in front of me. Alright, I must have pissed them off. They took off. Oh great. I don't even have to come close to poison ivy and I get it. But lucky this time of year there's not too much of it, so I should be good. So this trail goes kind of just around the top, and then down there is like a kind of a valley. So I'm just gonna walk around the top a little bit here and see if I can see anything down in there, and then I'm gonna walk through it maybe from the other side. We'll see what happens. This is kind of a cool area because there's over there it's really dense and you can hardly see, but then over here you can actually see pretty far in the trees, which means obviously they can see me. I'm probably being watched by 4 or 5 of them right now, and probably since I stepped out of my vehicle I have been. But they're sly creatures, so they'll probably just follow me. And now I am actually going into the wind, so they won't be able to smell my scent if they haven't seen me already. So I will just keep going. And as you can see, I'm by that blue little dot on the bottom left. Eramosa Krast is where we are, and I'm just going to go right down through the middle of this green area by the river and see if we see anything. I think I see one. It's really far away, so this won't zoom, but I'll see if I can zoom in when I'm little light brown patch way over by those trees. Okay, I think that was a false alarm, but we're gonna go around and check it out anyway. There's gotta be some here. And the sun is going down, so this is perfect, but I have a small window now to see something. Some people just walked up from over here, so I'm gonna take a different way, because if there was anything there, it's not there anymore, because they would have walked through. So I'm gonna go to the other side of this field where I thought I saw something. So far nothing out here, and it's fairly muddy, and there are absolutely no coyote tracks, no deer tracks, nothing out here. So I don't know if people are just making stuff up, which a lot of people like to do, saying there's coyotes everywhere. But it's starting to get dark. I'm going to continue on down the trail and just see if I can find even some tracks of any kind of wildlife in here. So this is kind of a green space with some bush right in the middle of or at the edge of town, and there's subdivisions all around it, so it is fairly noisy with cars. And the fact that there isn't even deer tracks in here makes me question how many coyotes are in here right now. Who knows, they could move on, they travel. There's a squirrel. Back on the walking trail again, it's all gravel, and you'll often see coyotes scat on trails like this, so just leaving their mark. And again, I've been walking on this for a while, and there's not even any old scat here. So I will, again, I'm not sure how active this little forest area is with wildlife at this moment. So this is like the only river in this whole area, and it's pretty well all dried up. And it's a bit muddy, so there are some tracks down here, as you can see right here. But this is a dog track, because you can see on a coyote, well, first of all, it's too big, to be a coyote. And second of all, the coyote, these two are really close together, so you often don't see that big part there. And you'll also see, it'll be more of an X form for a coyote. It'll be like, you'll see an X in it. So these are definitely dog ones, and they are too big to be coyote. And again, that's all that's down here in this river. And this just really seems weird to me that there's not even any deer out here. Like nothing. Maybe this forest is cleaned out already from the coyotes, and that's what people were seeing, and they've moved on for now, and maybe they'll be back in a couple weeks. I also don't really know where I am, and it's starting to get dark, but I'm not too worried. There are lights kind of all around, and again, this is just in the middle of the suburb area. It's fairly big though, but we'll see if I get lost or not. Maybe I'll find something then. So I find I always see coyotes when I'm not looking for them. So I'll be driving and they'll run across the road, and every time I go out to look for them, nothing. But I will have my day yet, and today doesn't look like it's gonna be that day, but we'll see. Okay, it is 8:25 and the sun has went down about 13 minutes ago, and now the forest is starting to wake up, starting to hear things all around me. I'm at the edge of a field right now. So right where I am now is where coyotes would sit, around the edge, and just kind of look out over. You can see kind of the right up along the top of the grass. So if there were any deer out there, you could easily see them. What I should be doing is I should be getting here a couple hours early and going and sitting up in one of those trees up there and just wait it out until this time of day, and I'm sure I would start seeing some stuff. But for now, I'm just going to keep walking and check this place out, see what's all out here for the next time. And this is crazy how in just the last 5 minutes, how active this forest has become. The rustling of the leaves everywhere, probably mostly squirrels, but even the birds are starting to chirp a lot more, flying around more. Just even the rustling of the leaves, I can't tell what they are. Found a cool little cave just kind of in the middle of nowhere. You've got a tree and it like grows around in these rocks. See if there's any that lives down here. Whoa, that looks cool. There's so much rock like this around here, and underground rivers. You'll see a river start, and then it just ends and kind of goes into the ground, and this is probably what it's like under a lot of this here. That's cool. I might come back in the daylight and go down there, see what's down there, but not right now. I'll probably find a raccoon or something, which would be awesome. So I'm on my way out of here, and in the dark, I was like, oh, what's that? And that, my friends, is coyote scat. Mount this thing. So you can see it's all fur. Must have had a nice bunny or something. So there are coyotes out here, but that is extremely old. It's all dried up, which coyote scat tends to be a lot drier anyway, but there are coyotes out here now that I see that, but I don't think they've been here for a long time. But we will come back another day. We'll give it a little bit of time and see if we can find anything. There's another wet patch, and with a small little river. It's kind of muddy, and again, nothing but dog tracks. Even some of the old dried up ones, there's nothing here. So I found a road. I think I'm probably about 2 kilometers from my car. So I will just cruise along the road until I get there. And I'm guessing I won't see any wildlife out here. It's kind of sad. you see all these houses getting built. All of the ones kind of to my left here, they're all new, and just behind there is where I was walking, and you can see that they are trying to save that space, but with all they're slowly building in towards there, and they'll probably never completely get rid of it just because of people will say, save the trees, save the wildlife, but they've destroyed it a long time ago with just even being right in the center. You could hear all the city noise and the driving, the cars and dogs barking, and that in itself will disturb the wildlife and how they act. And kind of sad to see that and see an awesome piece of green space disappear. And there was probably a ton of coyotes out there to a time, but they probably don't spend much time in there anymore just because of all of this building now and the city kind of moving that way. They've probably moved farther, whatever way that is, and where there's less stuff to disturb them, less humans. And I think a lot of people walk through that by looking at the trail and how nicely it is and how it's marked with signs and stuff. You can see that a lot of people use it during the day, and again, that'll scare off a lot of the wildlife. So that is probably why I didn't see anything today. And it's not about not seeing anything, because coyotes are brilliant. If there were some there, they were probably watching me. But a bigger part of it is I didn't see any tracks, nothing other than dog tracks, not even deer tracks or anything. And it was fairly muddy out there, so I would have seen it. But it was a fun adventure, and we'll see you around. Bye. I see my car, it is in sight, so I am not lost. That is great, and I'm not on the other side, which is awesome. So this has been great. Thanks for watching, and hopefully next time I will be able to find some more wildlife, something other than a squirrel or a rabbit to show you guys. So thanks again, thanks for watching. Check out Traveling Dog, thetravelingdog.com. Check out our blog, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.